That's wonderful. Friends, so many times when we are actually, dealing with things in life and we are trying to create something beautiful, and I've been working with clients, a common area of confusion that people come across is, they feel that, somebody else is doing something on me, or, did I actually, when they were thinking angry about, for example, somebody, and that person then dies, they feel, did I actually kill that person? So much of confusion that happens, right? Because now we know in this age that we are creating our reality. Our ancestors, last century, the century before that, a lot of the times they would actually believe that it's the outside forces only which have a power on us. So whenever things were going wrong, whenever their crop was not there, something was going wrong, they would always look at outside what was really going wrong, what could I do, whom could I pray to, so that I actually, something good happens in our life. Now in this age, when actually science has kind of also brought forth a lot of the dynamics that are happening, we know that we are creating our reality. It is out there, everybody knows that through our thoughts we create our reality. But a lot of confusion happens, like I said, in a lot of people. How is it that I want to now? What is it that I should do about it? Right? So a lot of people kind of say, okay, no, I am a very positive thinker. And they actually reject all their negative thoughts. All the thoughts that may be there, all the fears that may be there, they're not actually paying attention to it. So we thought of actually, really understanding a little more about the thoughts and emotions and how we can actually really understanding the science about it, use it for really creating a beautiful life for ourselves. Friends, our thoughts are just like seeds, right? Everything that takes birth from the seeds. We know that whenever somebody has created anything, an airplane was created, somebody thought about it. Why can't we also fly? So why don't we create something? They started thinking about it. They started giving it energy. Probably they communicated with somebody. They needed help to really put the ideas together, put the action together. So there was word, then there was action, and now it is reality. Now everybody flies, right? So the anything that is created, first it starts with the thought. So the seeds are the thoughts. Okay. In human beings, we are having approximately 50,000 thoughts per day. Okay. Every minute there are so many thoughts. We all know that our mind is constantly going from here and there. Okay, we are actually also catching thoughts of other people. So there are so many thoughts that are there, right? Now the key is we understand what kind of thoughts that we start actually nurturing, nourishing, paying more and more attention to. Our attention is the energy. Wherever we are going to pay attention, the energy is going to flow, right? Now that is the sutra. And of course, this is again the sutra that most people know. And that is why the fear comes. Because they think that if I'm thinking negative, right, if I'm paying attention to anything that may be there negative, right, then I will actually create negative. So I don't want to think the negative. But the other important sutra is that whatever that you're rejecting, even by not accepting, even by rejecting, you're actually feeding it, right? Because you are not accepting something that's there, that may be actually also really taking your attention. So the most important step that is there is to really learn the art of witnessing, right? In meditation, when we are meditating, what is it that we are really doing, friends? Why is meditation the most important step in our journey? Is because we are learning the art of witnessing. That we are just learning, okay, there is something. A sensation may be there in the body right now when I'm sitting in meditation. And I sit with the willpower that even if it's right now itching, even if it's paining somewhere, I'm just going to sit. I'm just going to watch. So you're sitting with a non-judgmental attitude, with an accepting attitude. So even if there is pain right now, when I've decided for 20 minutes, I'm going to sit, I'm just going to sit there. I'm just going to watch it. So acceptance, watchfulness, not sleepiness, right? These are really the key things for us to really start witnessing. The same thing we do with the thoughts. When I'm just sitting there, we are not really saying, oh, wow, what a noble thought or what a bad thought. We learn to watch them just like a cloud which is passing by. So every day when we take time out, at that time, even if emotions are coming, whatever, we don't actually really pay attention to it, right? Because sometimes when people initially start meditating, either they start going to sleep, or if they've actually never really sat with themselves and there is a lot of undealt with stuff that just starts to come up, right? So we may say that initially 2-3 days, okay, it's okay if you've allowed it, but then the most important thing is to start learning that quality of witnessing, just recognizing and seeing what is. That is so important to do. And then accepting the quality of what is, right? Once we start doing that, then really to work with the thoughts. When we see that, okay, this is a repeated thought. So this is not maybe just a seed, but this has already, this weed is already there, right? Now, if a weed is already there, if we have a land, imagine you have a garden, and there are weeds that are already there, you will definitely need to give a little attention, right? Not giving it attention, they will automatically also keep growing. So we need to actually weed them out, and that weeding them out also will need a little attention. So when you give them attention, the intelligent way of giving them attention and not feeding them is actually questioning them. Supposing you have this thought, you always kind of have these kind of thoughts that I'm not good enough, okay? And we know about this imposter syndrome, that even big achievers like Einstein also used to somewhere feel that, no, I'm really not good enough, this just happened, I don't know why people really take me as such a genius. They also carry those kind of thoughts. All these kind of thoughts, friends, are the thoughts, are they belong to the ego, right? So we don't have to feed them, we don't have to believe in them, but the intelligent way of actually dealing with them is to question them. I would highly encourage you to look at Byron Katie's work. She gives these very simple questions. She says, you really look at the thought and you say, is it true? Right? And if the answer comes, yes, it's so true. I don't deserve anything, I'm not good enough at all. See, I failed in the second standard in this subject, or I failed here, I couldn't do this so well. And then you again ask, is it really true? Is it true all the time? Right? And then you'll realize, okay, it may have happened one time, it may have happened 2 times, but it is not the case all the time. A lot of the times, the roots of these kind of thoughts and feelings are associated, because when we think, right, there is a signal that's going from the brain. We start feeling an emotion, our body, the signal goes from the brain to the body, and our body starts responding to that. It starts kind of creating those emotions. The chemicals are being secreted in the body, and so the thoughts and the feelings are really going hand in hand. So the body will kind of feel, oh yes, I'm small, right? Oh, and then another thought, see, I don't even look good, look at this other person, even in that I'm not good enough. So actually the same things then slowly multiply. So we have to actually look at, is it really true? And when we can find proof in something else, when we say that, no, actually I'm not bad, these are things I have done well, we can start giving attention to that, right? So we need to hear, for the weed, for actually taking out the weed, we need to go to the root, right? First we need to learn the art of witnessing. We need to start then learning this art of questioning and letting ourselves go to the root, not be impatient with that, right? Because sometimes, in fact most of the times, what would happen is that our mind, which is like 5% only conscious and the 95% is subconscious, when on this journey you start looking, what would happen is that you will start seeing layers, right? Friends, at any point, what we are dealing with is thoughts and feelings. Right now, you're probably thinking of something, right? Some thought came, but why does this happen, right? And then there's a feeling, okay, right? So this thought and feeling is your state of being right now. When the same state has been for a longer time, for a much longer time, that becomes your belief. So when we say, I believe that something is there, usually they have come very early in childhood. That's the time that we are actually creating beliefs. We are forming beliefs. As a child, when we are watching how things work, because we are seeing a particular way, we are seeing our mother, father a particular way in the house, we believe this is how marriages work. We believe this is how a house is supposed to be run. This is the role of a man, this is the role of a woman. So we are actually automatically creating beliefs because we are seeing things in that way. That does not mean that that's the only way. If we now say, okay, let me look around and look at what are the other alternative ways, we will be able to find other ways, right? So that's exactly what we are doing. So when we actually start looking deeper, friends, and I know all of you here have done kind of some workshop, have been meditating, right? All of us are seekers. So somewhere in our journey, what would happen is the deeper things start coming up, right? Deeper things, our beliefs and perceptions are things that we have believed over a entire lifetime. Sometimes if you do past life, you'll see, oh, this is coming from there, this belief is coming from there. So you just become aware of that and you're really going to the root so that you can weed that out, right? But most important thing is then to turn it around, to turn around that belief that may not be supportive, right? To question it. One of the common I would say mistakes that people do is they don't look deep, right? They don't actually look into it. They say, oh no, I'm a very positive person, and they actually just don't want to look at what is really there. So if a negative thought comes, they almost deny it, right? I know of so many mothers who have so much fear, right, about their child. Oh my god, my childhood was not good, and then they keep doing affirmations. My child is doing very well and I have a very beautiful bond. Yesterday I had one of such persons coming to me, and she actually showed me, see doctor, I'm doing all of these affirmations, because I really want to think positive. And in just seeing those affirmations, I could actually just sense so much fear that was there underlying. And what has been happening is that the child has been falling. He has been eating, he ate a glass piece this week, and that's how she had come to me, because she was really scared. Why is it happening that again and again something is going wrong? But there is so much fear that was there. So even if you're trying to think positive, but if underlying that fear is there and you're not looking at it, that will start showing itself. So one of the mistakes is that we don't look. And the other mistake that we do, friends, is we don't stop, right? There are people who just then want to keep looking. Is there anything else? Is there anything else? And they get obsessed about that, right? Ultimately, friends, all the thoughts, they're really coming from the ego. So we need to recognize that that witnessing bit is so important, just accepting. Now, if I have negative thoughts, I cannot keep obsessing about pulling out all the weeds all the time, right? Ultimately, I have to start enjoying those little beautiful flowers that would be already coming in my garden. I have to start enjoying the beauty of the garden, and really accepting then what is so important. And right from day one, that is something that we really need to practice. So what I would want to do, friends, is before we actually go on to meditate, I want you to actually just pay attention to any one area of your life. where probably you may be actually trying to, create something which is not happening. So that when we do the meditation, we will just allow ourselves to gently pay attention in that area. And in the process of doing the meditation, just recognizing, questioning some of the thoughts that you need to actually question, some of the weak.
Not audible. Not audible.
Okay. There is a sound.
There's something wrong with your audio. 1 second. Could you try speaking, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
So friends, as we take another minute, just you can contemplate which area of your life, right, that we need to look into. If anybody would like to share, okay, they can share. One of the other things that came to me, just like they would say, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Irsha, Dvesh, right? So these are the areas they say don't feed it, right? Because as we understand the science, if you're angry about something, right, that is not probably the time for you to actually start giving it attention, right? Because it's like fire, anger is like fire. And if you start giving attention to it, you're actually going to just increase the fire. So these, in our body, what we are really going to do is we are going to actually fire the same neurons together. So the first step will be witnessing, just okay, it is there right now, I just leave it aside, and the weeding out we can do later. Hence, in the meditation that we are going to do, we are going to just first practice 10 minutes of simple anapanasati, just becoming a witness, right? Becoming a witness of our breath, of any thoughts that may be there, accepting any sensations that are there in the body. First, we will do that. And then the next stage, we'll visualize that we are actually going into our garden, the garden of our life, where there are different areas. And one very beautiful thing that, so many times we've heard that Ayurveda, it has come because actually the saints would just go and sit by the tree. They would go and sit there and actually just say, okay, what is it that I can get, right? What is it that you are helpful for? So we get the answers from there. So what we will do is we will go into the area of our life, as if we'll visualize there is this garden, we'll go into that area, just sit there and allow ourselves to see those beliefs, those thoughts which are limiting to show, so that we can now let go and stop giving that energy. So anybody wants to just share anything or any question at all about this? Yes, Preeti.
Yeah, I think what you said was very important about the affirmation. You continue to do affirmation, but you still have fear. This thing about just surrendering, it just requires so much belief. So I'm currently dealing with my health issues, kidney issues, and so doctors have given me 2 years before I have to go into dialysis or transplant. So I'm not going that allopathy way. I'm just doing this natural healing, and there's so much that's fear, of course, because it's like 2 years and what will happen. But still, there's all this affirmation and all this healing work, there's always a fear behind it, and there's not complete surrender to what is.
Right.
So I just wanted to focus on that today.
That's beautiful, Preeti. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
So are we ready for meditation, friends? Are we all ready? Excellent. You may close your eyes, just take a comfortable posture and make sure that these 20 minutes that you're taking for yourself, you're not going to be disturbed by anything. You really deserve this time for yourself. Bring your awareness to your breath. Okay, remove your spectacles if you have. Give yourself the permission to just be. Just witnessing what is meditation. What we are going to do is we are going to be with the breath for about 10 minutes. Just anchoring the mind to the breath. Just watching the breath. Just watching the subtle things that you usually don't even pay attention to. The sensation that's there as the breath enters your nose. The subtle sensation that's there on your upper lip, at the nostrils. The sensation as the air is entering the passage. Your abdomen rising with the in-breath, falling with the out-breath. Naturally, you may want to just keep your awareness either at the nostril or the entire passage or the abdomen. Whatever is easy for you is right. Easy is always right. We are anyways creating our reality. You are anyways a powerful creator. You are anyways a God being. So just take this time, these 10 minutes to be, to honor that, to be with yourself. You may start becoming aware of very subtle things that are happening. Just accept what is. Even if you notice a painful sensation in your body, honor yourself. Take this time to just now watch. Not trying to make it go away. Just accepting what is. When you are with your breath, you are with the wisest part of yourself. And you receive all the energy. Just surrender to your breath. In case you notice that your mind has wandered away, simply come back to the breath. You may just notice your thoughts from a little distance, just like clouds passing in the sky. So you are not sleepy, you are not unaware. You notice them, but you are not attached. You are watching your body. You are watching your thoughts. Allow yourself to become aware. Who am I? Yes, I have the body which serves me. I have all these thoughts. I have emotions. But there is this another one which is just watching. Relax into that for another couple of minutes. You are more than your thoughts. You are more than the emotions that you have. Allow yourself to be with this you for some time. You may know this you as just this peace that you may be feeling right now, or just this deep silence that may be there. Or a deep darkness that you see inside of yourself. Just trust your own experience. And as this you, this wise self, you are now feeling ready to take stock of your garden, your own life. Allow yourself to visualize this garden which is representing your life. And with a deep state of watchfulness, witnessing and acceptance, you are just walking around in this garden, noticing this garden. Just pay attention to how you see this. The colors that you may be noticing. Do you see any flowers? What kind of plants do you see? You're going into the area which is going to be representing this area that you want to particularly look at now. And as you're doing that, I'd like you to remind yourself that everybody, all of us, have some such area where we need to weed out certain things. So as you're going into this part, you're going with a deep acceptance of what is, a deep acceptance of your own self. But this wise part now ready to take stock. Let yourself just notice what you see. Pay deep attention to what is happening. Do you see any weeds here? You can just sit by there. Everything that you may see here is representing something. Sitting by the side of this part, seeing the plants that may be there here. Allow yourself to get insights. What is it that you need to pay attention to nurture this part? Are you nurturing what needs to be nurtured? You may become aware of any limiting thoughts or beliefs, any weeds that you need to now question and turn around. Or you may just get a realization that you have actually been nurturing the weeds. Representing a particular thought or belief. Just be with your breath. Trust that you have all the answers within you. Allow them to come. Be there in silence. If you notice any belief, any thought pattern which has to be turned around, you may simply notice it right now. You can come back and do it later. Or it may happen that the turnaround spontaneously comes to you. It is okay if right now you just even become aware, take stock of what is in this area. the deep love for yourself, deep love for what has already been created. Just be there for another couple of minutes. Life supports us. Our seeds take form so that they get our attention, so that we can make wise choices. What is it that now I want to be? Just for another 2 minutes, friends, allow yourself to watch the new insights being applied. If the turnaround has happened for you, you may already start feeling differently in yourself. Bringing these insights with you, you're slowly getting ready to come back. Feeling grateful to your own self, to your life has been created. Accepting yourself deeply, slowly getting ready to come back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can rub your palms, cover your eyes. Welcome back. Slowly open your eyes. Welcome back, friends. Friends, anybody wants to share the experience of their meditation? Yes, Jenna. Please.
So when I started the meditation, initially I was not able to focus because I was focusing on the nostrils as well as my stomach. And then when you said that you can focus on anything, easy is right. So I started focusing on my nostrils. And then when I went into the garden of my life, so I could see my family and everything. And like uh, there was uh, a circle like thing, and the family was there. And so there were, I could see many flowers, and I could see a huge coconut tree also. And my parents, my uncle, everybody was there. And so like I was somewhere I was not happy with the circle. I wanted to expand it. And so I want to open the circle. And I want to be like a water, free flow water, keep flowing, so that whatever is there I can spread it to the world. And And then everywhere I could see greenery.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. Any thought that you came across, anything that you recognized?
So I need to, yeah. So when that circle was there, so like at present, I am empowering myself. So I even need to empower my immediate family members with me, with whose support I can, like if I'm alone, I'll be able to reach to few people. But if I empower my surrounding, they will be able we will be able to reach to more people at the same time. So that was the thought which came into my
That's beautiful.
awareness.
Thank you, Jenna. Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank
much.
you.
Anybody else who wants to share? Shireen, I see your finger going. Do you want to share? No? Okay. Preeti ji, did you get any insights? You'll need to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I think the main thing I got was that I have this fear, but it's like okay to accept that fear. Because I think uh, yeah, not to give a lot of energy to it, but it is okay to be fearful of one when there is so much uncertainty in the future.
Absolutely.
So that makes me peaceful. And yeah, I think sometimes I think the giving, the taking, receiving is quite hard for me. So I don't think sometimes I feel I can't receive unconditionally. I have to give if I have to receive. I can't receive unconditionally. So that's the thought that keeps coming.
Beautiful. You can turn it around. You can see where it's coming from if you've not touched the thing. But if you've touched the root, you can just turn it around also.
I think touching the root, I have to go into other deeper meditation, isn't it?
You can just ask, where does this come from? What is the fear? And sometimes we are also scared to receive because then we'll have to give more. Right? I don't want more because I don't want to give more also.
I don't want to give more, and I don't think sometimes I feel I'm not capable of giving more.
Right.
Like that.
Right. So you can turn it around now.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Sanjukta and Pushpa have shared in the messages. Thank you, friends. Friends, we have an inner child workshop that we are doing on 22nd, 23rd of January. A lot of our beliefs, like we said in the beginning, come from early childhood. And this is a very beautiful workshop if some of you have not experienced. And of course, the people who have experienced, they know really how beautifully it works, because we're really going into every stage and really looking at whatever needs were not met with and whatever beliefs were formed. We're able to really see that and beautifully turn that around. So do share with your loved ones. If you've already experienced it, if you've not experienced it, we would really invite you to actually experience this workshop. It's a very beautiful, life-changing workshop. So thank you so much. Divya has shared the registration details. She's the one who keeps reminding me about, don't forget to share the workshop. Right? We want people to kind of know, because sometimes it does happen that people then say, oh, I didn't know about this, right? So thank you so much, friends, for joining on a Saturday evening. And we will see you soon again next time. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye. Thank you.